Good morning, students, and welcome back again to this very new day and chapter for class 10th. That is a part of our term 2 CBSE board, and the name of the poem is Custard the Dragon. Now, custard, we all know, is a dessert, it's a sweet dish, and it is very ironical to name a fierce looking, huge, giant like creature like a dragon as custard, right? But the very ironical statement of the title tells us that the fierce looking dragon that we presume to be the hero of the entire poem, or the, let's say, the pivot character or the lead character of the poem, is actually someone who is very, very, let's say, sweet. He is very gentle. He is very humble. I'm calling this particular custard as he because this is how it is being addressed in the poem, right? So when we go to this particular poem and we go through the paraphrasing, we realize that custard is very, very apt name to this character of ours, that is the dragon. Dragons are fierce, they are very horrible looking creatures. They blow fire from their mouth, their nails, their scales, their spikes are very, very, let's say, dangerous when we look at them closely. If you've seen any fairy tales, if you've seen any movies based on magic and the world of prince and princesses, you have definitely must have witnessed this creature in any of those poems. This poem has been written by Ogden Nash. Now, a quick summary of the poem. There is this girl by the name of Belinda who lives in a house. She has 4 pets, to name them Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard. Ink is the black kitten. Blink is the grey mouse. Mustard is a dog that is fawn in color. And then we have our dragon. Now, Belinda has a very close corner in her heart, a very, let's say, a kind of affectionate corner for her Ink, Blink, and Mustard. But as far as our Custard is concerned, who also is her pet, she is more into mocking him, making fun of him, making him a laughing stock. And not only is she the character who takes a nudge all the time at this poor dragon, but we have Ink, Blink, and Mustard who also make fun of this poor dragon, right? The dragon is very powerful, as we know, as we have seen it in movies, as we have heard and read about this creature in a lot many books. But when we see this dragon's character in our poem, it is completely the opposite that we expected, because dragons for us are very fierce animals. But here, this dragon has just one motive. He keeps on searching for a safe corner in his cage. And this quality of his makes him a laughing stock for Belinda, Ink, Blink, and Mustard. Now, when we come to the very first stanza, we are introduced to the characters of the poem. We have Belinda, who lives in a white house. We have a black kitten. We have a grey mouse. We have a yellow-colored or fawn-colored dog. And then we have the dragon. So total there are 5 characters in the entire poem. 4 animals and 1 human being, that is Belinda. So the black kitten's name is Ink. The grey mouse is referred to as Blink. The yellow dog is Mustard. And coward dragon mind the introduction of this fierce looking animal. He is termed as a coward, not because of his physical features or because of his huge, let's say, persona, but because of the behavior that he portrays throughout the poem. So, if you can read this particular slide, it is just the paraphrasing of what we had seen in the previous slide, that was the extract or the content or the first two stanzas of the poem. Now we come to the next two stanzas. This stanza, the third stanza, is a complete description of our dragon. Just look at the dragon's description. He has sharp teeth. He has spikes on his back. On his belly, he has scales. He has a mouth that blows fire. That is huge. It's like a furnace. The chimney of his body is referred to as his nose. Right? And instead of his nails, he has fierce looking claws that are compared to daggers. Daggers are like huge knives. When you compare the name of this creature with the personality that he possesses, the physical features that it has, we can totally feel that it is ironical. It is completely opposite, right? Now, in the fourth stanza, we see that Ink, Blink, and Belinda and Mustard are very, very boastful. They are flattering themselves. And what does Belinda say? That she is as brave as a huge group of bears. Even if there is this huge group of bears, she can face them. She has that much of strength in her. When we come to Ink and Blink, they are boasting about the fact that they have the ability to chase lions away. And when we come to Mustard, he says, I have that much of courage that can be compared to the anger of a tiger. But this Custard of ours has nothing to say about himself. He just wants to be secure and safe in his cage. Now, the fifth stanza tells us how this poor Custard, the dragon, is troubled by Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Belinda. Belinda tortured him. She did not play with him, but she made fun of him, she mocked at him, and she troubled him by tickling him. When a person tickles you, you are bound to laugh. But when a person doesn't stop tickling you, it irritates you after a certain time. So was the condition with Belinda. She used to actually irritate the dragon by tickling him unmercifully. She was not playing with him. She was not enjoying being in the company of the dragon, but she used to just trouble him. On the other hand, Ink, Blink, and Mustard used to call him a hero. They knew Custard was a coward, and how can a coward be a hero? So they already knew what is that particular aspect on which the dragon could be mocked at. And after they had troubled the dragon to the fullest, they used to sit in their red-colored vehicle, their wagon, and they used to laugh at this poor coward-looking dragon. Now, Belinda used to laugh her heart out. She used to just laugh so much as if she used to simply bring the house she used to just laugh in a manner to bring the house into dust. This was the metaphor has been given. She used to laugh and laugh after making fun of this poor dragon. And Blink used to weep. It was just used to squeak like a little mice. Then we have Ink and Mustard, who used to trouble the dragon, whose name was Custard, by asking him his age. But this dragon did not retaliate. It said nothing to both of them. and it kept absolutely quiet. The next slide takes us to the unexpected change in the persona, in the character of the dragon. One fine day, there was this pirate who chanced to enter the house of Belinda. Now remember how they were boasting about themselves. Belinda said, "Oh, I'm as brave as a group of bears." Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they were boasting that they have this courage compared to the anger of a tiger, and they can also chase a group of lions, let's say a pride of lions, down the stairs. But when they saw the pirate, they all ran into hiding. And who was left at the mercy of the destiny? It was Belinda. The pirate looked fierce. It had a pistol, right? He had a pistol in his hand. He had a knife that he was holding with his mouth. He had a long beard, right? And his one leg was made out of wood. The pirate was not there with a good intention. He was there to rob Belinda's house and to kill her because he did not want any proofs, any eyewitnesses, so with which he could be into any kind of unwanted problem in the near future. Now Belinda was running for help, and all her acquaintances or her friends, so-called friends, they all ran to hide themselves from the pirate. When the dragon saw the pirate, he rose up, and the sound that he was making can be compared to an engine of a vehicle. He was hitting his spiked tail against the iron bars of his cage. And he came right in front of Belinda to save her from the hands of this pirate. And he was just waiting to devour, to eat this pirate up as if he was, or the pirate was, a robin, a small bird. The pirate